Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Hello, good Saturday evening, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in on the Weekend News. I'm Dustin Kleeman. We may soon have new information about the 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Kim Hutcherson has tonight's top story.
President Donald Trump tweeted Saturday that he's planning to authorize the release of classified government documents that could reveal new details on the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Included in the release will be documents from the FBI and the CIA. A 1992 law known as the John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act requires more than 3,000 previously classified documents be made public by the law's 25th anniversary, which is Thursday, October 26th. The only person who can prevent the release of these documents is President Trump, who still has the power to withhold any or all documents he believes could pose harm to U.S. intelligence, law enforcement, the military, or U.S. foreign relations. Some historians who've studied the assassination do not believe these documents will lead to any bombshell discovery in the Kennedy assassination. One historian applauds Trump's decision.
I applaud the fact that President Trump's releasing these documents. You know, historians have wanted this release done for a while. It's CIA, FBI files. What happened with the assassination of John F. Kennedy is still, parts of it are a mystery.
One of those mysteries includes Lee Harvey Oswald's trip to Mexico City weeks before President Kennedy's assassination. I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
We'll be following developments in that release. In other news tonight, police in Tampa, Florida are investigating the shooting deaths of 3 people in the same neighborhood. They think it could be the work of a serial killer. Tony DeCupo has the latest.
Police are urgently looking for this person, seen on surveillance video out for a stroll as parts of Tampa have plunged into a state of fear. Authorities worry a serial killer may be on the loose.
We can call it what we want. If that brings attention to this, that's fine.
On Thursday, police found the body of Anthony Noboa, shot after taking the wrong bus home from work. Noboa was shot just 100 yards away from where Benjamin Mitchell was killed on October 9th. On October 13th, Monica Hoffa's body was found in a vacant lot less than a mile away. She was shot and killed 2 days earlier.
We still have no leads. We have no motive.
What police do have is a disturbing pattern. 3 victims, strangers to each other, but shot in the same area in the same time frame.
It's clear to me that they're all linked.
Anthony Noboa's stepmother is calling on all potential witnesses to come forward.
Do not be afraid, because like my husband said, it could be your daughter, your grandson, your son, your wife, your husband, whoever it may be in your family. You don't know when it's going to be your turn.
Police are advising residents to go outside, enjoy the area, but don't do it alone. They also say that for the moment, everyone is considered a possible suspect or a possible victim. Tony DeCopel, CBS News, New York.
Crime news back here in Billings. Police are still searching for a suspect who allegedly attacked 2 men at a Billings home early this morning. The victim was stabbed multiple times in the 500 block of Avenue B at a home next to Billings Senior High in its parking lot. Police report the suspect entered the home through an open door, demanded property, and then attacked the men with a knife. Both fought back before the suspect fled on foot. Police could not provide details of the suspect other than he was a man wearing dark clothes. Of the men attacked, one suffered serious injury but is in stable condition at the hospital. The other man suffered only minor injuries. Police are still investigating. A 2-vehicle crash injured an elderly man and knocked out power on Central Avenue this afternoon. This is what the scene looked like. The crash at Central and 15th Street West happened shortly after noon. Ford Explorer driven by a 90-year-old man attempted to turn, striking a pickup. The crash created a chain reaction where the pickup then struck a power pole and parked car nearby. The elderly driver was taken to the hospital for treatment of a leg injury. He was also cited in the crash. Northwestern Energy responded to repair the downed power lines and broken power pole. Butte Police have put out a missing person alert for a retired Butte police officer. This afternoon, Sheriff Ed Lester issued the release saying that they are looking for Timothy Tracy. He's 52 years old, 5'6", 160 pounds. Tracy was last seen on Thursday, October 19th, when he left his home in Butte to go for a ride. He was driving a 2013 silver Ford F-150 pickup. If anyone has any information about his whereabouts, please contact the Butte Police on the number on your screen. That's 497-1120. Take a break now and go to our weather scene. A blustery day in the region, Rob, and the fall colors are fading.
They are. They're fading and they're blowing into my neighbor's yard. Of course, my neighbor's leaves are blowing into my yard.
Oh, so it's just a wash.
It is. It really is a wash. It's no good news unless you live by a vacant field with no trees. I don't. My friend Grove Hall out in Huntley snapped this picture this morning as the sun was coming up, and you notice some of those trees are already missing all of the leaves because the winds have been blowing, but not the case out here in beautiful Cherry Creek. This would be Cherry Creek Loop. Cindy Lou pictured this for us and sent it to our Q2 Facebook page. Wow, what great colors. We also have one more here from R.T. Schmidt. He kind of keeps me posted by dropping me a picture every now and then along the Yellowstone River by Park City. Colors are just still gorgeous. So if you're out and about, take a good look because the winds will be picking up big time tomorrow, and those winds will probably be taking care of a lot of those leaves. So we'll take a look at the forecast in just a minute. Dustin?
All right, thank you very much, Rob. New tonight at 10, about 1 in 6 people who die prematurely every year could be the victim of pollution. That's according to a new study by Lancet, a British medical journal. It's an estimated 9 million deaths worldwide in 2015 were linked to pollution. The study shows that air pollution is by far the biggest culprit, followed by water contamination. More than 90% of the victims were low to middle income countries. The journal says that people who are poor and marginalized, including minorities, are most likely to fall victim to pollution-related disease. People are helping out those clean up pollution, especially here in Billings. Volunteers cleaning a 4-mile stretch of the rims from the west of the airport of the Heights as part of the Refresh the Rims project. Swords Park was the site today for the big cleanup effort. Even though the winds were high, MSUB Outdoor Adventure Leadership students helped organize the cleanup and led the groups. This is the 5th year for the cleanup, and volunteers say they've been noticing a difference even from last year to this year. And picking up the trash, it's important to many people, including the kids.
I picked up trash and I picked up wrappers.
It's nice to keep it clean because this is kind of a special area that we have in Billings to recreate in.
We've seen a reduction in the trash that we've picked up over the years, so that's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic to see that reduction in trash.
This is one of the highest utilized parks, especially for repeat visitors. We found that it's the park that has the highest number of people who come, 25 times plus a year. So it gets a lot of regular use from people who enjoy it, but also, passers through to come see some of the history and kind of take in the scenery of the city too.
Big thank you to those who participated and those who participate year-round when they visit the park. Approximately 150 people in 6 groups helped refresh the rims. Wade says this is the largest organized cleanup of the beautiful site. Still ahead on the Q2 10 o'clock news, a fundraiser with the help of 5 past U.S. presidents. We'll tell you all about it on the other side of the break. And later in sports, the Cats find themselves in another dogfight. See if MSU could pull it out this time in Colorado.
You're watching MTN News with Dustin Kleeman, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the Q2 10 o'clock news in high definition.